Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a bit of a continuation from last week's video where we checked out some of the most sold products on Temu. These are also some of the most sold products just from a couple of different lists and categories depending on country, geography, location, and all that. So with that said, we're gonna be checking out some pretty awesome products today. One of them is in a box big enough to where I cannot even build it in here. We will be checking that out later. So we have quite a few different items here to check out today, from smartwatches to bird watching supplies. If you guys saw last week's video, you'll get the reference. Temu's most sold survival bag. And then we have ourselves a large rolling tool. We'll get to that later. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start ourselves off with a couple of the cool little light attachments that I've seen. They're pretty small, so they're gonna go kind of quick. Keep in mind, a lot of these are going to be priced very well. Now, with the Pew Pew World, or as we called it on last week's video, the bird watching supplies. A couple of these things came in on some different lists that didn't even have to do with them. So starting out right here, this is the Solo Fish Undermount Laser. You can see right here, it does have a rail attachment for connecting to your bird watching device. Has itself a nice green laser, pretty bright. I will say, it does feel pretty decent. It has an extended rail on the bottom for attaching other devices, if you will. I mean, it feels decent. It's lightweight, it's plastic, and it comes with its own little custom charger. So you're gonna notice here inside the bag, we have this nifty little charger here, and it actually magnetizes to the bottom. So you don't have to worry about any kind of USB cables with this one other than the one that it comes with. Given, if you lose this one, big downside. You're not gonna be able to charge this probably ever again, but it's better than taking the thing apart every couple of months and slapping in a new CR2032 battery. It does come with a couple of tightening adjustment tools here in this little bag. Pretty decent little unit. Guys, for the price, these things are really hard to beat. All right, now that list had a couple of different crossovers, so we'll go ahead and jump right into the next one. The next one is just called the RLS 003. This one does not charge. This is going to be a pretty standard unit where you have to replace the batteries. Given, guys, these batteries tend to last a very long time. It does actually come with 3 included batteries. They are the AG13 battery type right here. Now, this one, as opposed to the other one, this one is full metal. It does feel more solid just because it's metal. Huge downside, though. I'm pretty sure it takes all 3 of those batteries. So let's go ahead and slide them in here. Yeah, it takes all 3 batteries. So considering if you buy these batteries at the store, these are going to run you about $3 to $5 per battery. I think I'd go with the plastic one, personally. And considering a lot of bird watching devices are made of more of a composite these days anyways, this might actually match some of your products a little better. All right, so this one does have a pretty decent laser, though. You can see right here it is red. I mean, it's a laser. It's going to work either way. Both of them are undermount or side mount, whatever you kind of prefer. Again, there's not too much to show with these guys, but just know that the Pinty version here does require 3 batteries, and that is unfortunate. Just because those kind of batteries aren't something most people are going to keep in their house. When you need to find them and you want to buy them local, they're going to be pretty pricey. But the unit itself feels very nice. Very solid build, all aluminum with adjustment points. Right here. And here, there are 2 different Allen head adjustment points. Now, looking back at this one, it also has the same Allen head adjustment points. I should have pointed that out a little sooner. Pretty nice little units, though. I'll make sure to throw some links down below. It's just always an alternative option. They're cheap. They're very cheap, guys. Very cheap. Now, believe it or not, what I hold in this box right here was the #1 sold on many of my lists for home decor. The USB nightlight. Don't get me wrong. I've opened this thing up. It's kind of cool. You're gonna want this one. You know, I seem to be lacking USB power, so we'll pull out the FJD Pony. I haven't used this thing in months, so hopefully it's still charged. It is a USB Type A port to plug in. It's got a surprisingly bright glow to it, and it's touch sensitive. So if you take a close look, you can see it has kind of this coiled LED panel around the edges. It's got a really neat look. It was like $2.40. It's super bright. I can see why that's so popular. People love these really cheap, usable things. Can't really argue with it. It's pretty cool. Comes in a nice price point. Again, not too much to show. We'll give you guys kind of a close-up there. All right, so last week we tested out the most sold smart glasses on Temu. Guys, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed at all, so I decided to try out the most popular sunglasses. Just regular sunglasses. I pretty much daily the ones from Cletus McFarlane. They're pretty nice. So these are called the Kadeems. Probably some knockoff of some other brand. If you guys know what brand these might have originally been, throw it down in the comments for me. Hey, they got a nice look to them though. They're very clean, very clean. You got the white interior, green and black on the side. All right, let's check them out. I mean, yeah, they're pretty comfortable. You guys will have to let me know how they look. I don't normally wear green stuff. Downside I can see right here with studio lighting, it makes this very obvious. The inside of the lenses, very reflective. Not a great thing for glasses, but for the price, I think these were like $4.60. They get you through. They are polarized as well. Again, guys, a lot of this stuff is smaller, so we're kind of flying through it. We do have some bigger stuff here coming up pretty soon, or at least some more in-depth stuff, if you will, like this unit here. Okay, first off, this did not ship like this. The bag was not all broken open. This was actually nice and clean and all together. I opened it and I couldn't quite get it back closed, so keep that in mind. But yes, here's the bag itself. Pretty nice material. It does have some Velcro areas for movable and removable patches. You can see it comes with this little medical cross here. Pretty nice. I mean, the material feels great. You have a lot of spots to hook things. Honestly, I'll probably put this one in the Jeep, if I'm being honest. But I might take a few things out. All right, guys, so let's go through and see what we have in here real quick. Because for the price, it has a lot of stuff. All right, guys, this is what we have inside of the most sold emergency kit. It's more of a survival kit. I've seen these listed anywhere from $23 up to $55, but in the pictures, all of them kind of look the same, so it's hard to decide which one is the biggest one. But out of the three I purchased, this is the largest one. It came in at about $32, but again, the prices vary. So hopefully my link works if you guys try to pick one up. But man, does this come with a lot of stuff. So we're just gonna run through it real quick. So inside you have yourself a foldable modular digging shovel in its own little custom carrying case. You have yourselves a waterproof foam case, nice little included American flag patch. You have one of these like 27-in-1 metal cards. Get yourself a little razor here, a couple different tools, measuring device. Got ourselves a little emergency whistle. Works pretty good. We have ourselves some fishing line right here. A couple of sinkers, some line, a couple of different size hooks. You have one of these survival bracelets. So you have yourselves a compass right here on top. Pop it open. You also have a fire starter. I don't really want to use in here because I don't want to scar up my nice little desk, but you can see right here, you have yourself a ferro rod right here in the middle and then the metal striker. Plus, if you ever get yourself in trouble, the cool part about these bracelets right here is if you actually take them apart, you have a ton of usable paracord for building an emergency shelter or something similar. So you got yourself a spork combo with a knife here on the back, and it has this plastic cover that goes over the knife, like so. And it also doubles as a secondary emergency whistle. Not very loud, but man, they really are putting everything into these, aren't they? All right, next up you have a larger striker for starting fire. This one also has a ruler on it and a bottle cap. A flashlight that doesn't come with batteries. I probably won't be using that. You also have a lantern that needs 3 batteries right here on the bottom. I also will not be using that. I'm just, in today's day and age, I'm a big fan of things that just recharge themselves. It just kind of makes more sense. Right here, you might have what I would, even through the plastic, I can feel this is like the world's cheapest poncho. I mean that is some thin material. It has 0 resistance, so it might help you once, maybe. You do have 2 different kind of emergency shelter / heat blankets right here. Have yourself another compass here with another ruler. Now, I'm noticing kind of a pattern with this kit. It does seem very useful, but there's a lot of redundancies in here, and it's overfilled. So if you guys do decide to pick one of these up, I would go through it, kind of decide what you think you're gonna need, put that back in the bag and hang on to it. Next up, we have ourselves a hammer, axe, pliers, super multi-tool combo. This thing actually has some really good weight to it. We'll test it on this right here. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Broke right through our light like nothing. Got ourselves a couple of emergency lights in here. Let's see what we got. Nice looking blue. We'll save that one for later. Then, of course, we have ourselves the hand saw. We tested a couple of these out in the past with some tree limbs. Actually, these can be pretty useful in an emergency situation for gathering small branches to start fires or help with building your shelter. Some extra paracord here. Then you have yourselves another knife with a belt loop right here on the side. Not the most impressive knife I've seen from Temu. Then, of course, you have yourselves a first aid kit. Man, this thing is really has a lot of stuff in it. All right, inside of the first aid kit, we have all the bandages, wraps. I mean, it's pretty well loaded. 100 Q-tips. I mean, at this point, you guys get the idea. It comes with a crazy amount of stuff for the price. Now, is this stuff going to be top quality? No. These would be great birthday gifts, great friend gifts. Buy them, send them, put them in cars. Really worth the money for the price. And they come with this nice bag. Realistically, if you try to just buy this bag right here from a store, it's going to cost you more than this whole kit. All right, next up we have the Cuiasor sports watch. This right here is the most sold sports/smartwatch on Temu. This one actually crossed quite a few lists, and I'm very curious to see why. All right, let's go ahead and start off with the charger. It does have a proprietary 2-prong charger with magnetic attachments. It also comes with a metal band, if you do so prefer. And then here's the actual watch itself. All right, starting off with a bit of a downside, it does force you to make an account right here in the app. Not a huge fan of that one, but we'll go ahead and make one, try it out. Now, it also does have you put in your weight and steps because this is apparently a pretty decent activities type of watch. All right, like any good smartwatch, it does have all of the normal functions, but the real question is, how well does the screen work? The vibration on it, pretty decent. You can see you have a whole bunch of useful apps here. The screen, honestly, looks fantastic. I mean, hopefully that's showing up on camera, but it looks really good. So what's kind of cool is it also allows you to take pictures with this. This could be pretty useful if you're recording video, trying to record family type pictures. You just kind of hit the button, set your camera up, and it allows you to use it as like a remote type of camera. That's pretty sweet. Here on the back, it does have a multi-search array. This is going to allow it to do blood oxygen level as well as monitor your heart rate and all sorts of other useful stat and fitness tracking. All right, now we're going to test out the audio. Can you please tell me what time it is?
11:26 p.m. on Friday, September.
That's not bad. It's pretty clear, easy to hear, comes right through the phone, and it works with whatever voice assistant you choose on your phone. I set it up with Gemini in that one. It gave me like 4 different options because those are what are installed on my phone. Now, the most important thing for me is comfort. Honestly, guys, it's why I don't wear too many watches anymore. So this one feels pretty good, but we're going to wear it throughout the rest of this video, including the thing we have to build outside. But yeah, we're going to be getting to that here in just a minute. But guys, overall, this watch has a lot of features. It's very comfortable. It even tells you your local air pressure. Seems pretty solid, but I will try to give you guys more updates in the comments later. But for now, let's head outside and finish building this box because it's big and I don't have space for it in here. Let's go check it out. All right, it's been a couple of days. I wanted to wait to finish the video to give you guys a couple updates on the watch. First off, the watch is awesome. It works directly with your smart assistant. It has a built-in flashlight on it and a UV light. Not quite sure what the built-in UV light's for. I've noticed a lot of Chinese flashlights lately have been doing that quite a bit. Not a problem either way, it's just interesting. The sunglasses, very comfortable. Been wearing them quite a bit the last couple of days, and they just, I mean, that's the important part. They're comfortable, they keep my eyes nice and protected. So, both of these, huge win. I love the smart assistant feature on the watch. I love the flashlight. I love the controls, the screen. Now that said, I do not have another smartwatch available that I know for sure is accurate on some of the statistics like the O2 sensor. So I'm not sure in the accuracy of that, but here in the future, I will go ahead and pick myself up a nicer smartwatch and I will try to compare this one to it to see if it's actually accurate with the sensors. Now this is the Araj tool cart. This thing was top of like 10 different lists for tool cart organization, customization, arts and crafts. See, a lot of people look at toolkits like this or tool carts and they just assume that they're only good for tools. But really, you can do a lot of stuff with these. You can fill the drawers up with all sorts of accessories and screws, knitting supplies, whatever you're really feeling. And this one, being all metal, comes in at less than $100. It is a little shorter than I expected. Not because the listing was lying, because I have a really bad habit of looking at pictures and not at the actual rating of the size. But either way, this thing's pretty solid. It did come with 64 screws and nuts. It took about 30 minutes to put together with some basic hand tools. With basic hand tools, and honestly, I'm pretty impressed. So first thing, I want to see how strong it is. Honestly, if it'll hold my weight, that'll be good enough. All right, without issue, holds my weight, nice and easy. It is some kind of stamped, cheaper steel, but guys, it works. What I'm most impressed with actually is the quality of the drawer. The slides on this thing are so nice. It comes with a nice tool holder here on the side for your screwdrivers. You have a lower shelf, mid shelf, and top shelf, as well as the locking drawer, all for under $100. And came with a bunch of these storage organizers as well built in. This is gonna get used around here quite a bit. You know, stick around to the channel if you wanna see further updates on this. This right here is the garage that I'm currently renovating for further YouTube videos and testing. It's gonna give us more space for more fun stuff. But that's gonna be it for this one. See you next time.